Lesson 1. Focus on what you can control. One of the foundational principles of Stoicism is the concept of focusing only on what is within your control and letting go of everything else. This lesson alone can bring a profound sense of peace when practiced consistently. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who was born into slavery and later became one of the most influential thinkers of his time, famously said, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." This quote highlights the Stoic view that much of what we experience in life is beyond our control. You can't control the actions of others, the weather, the economy, or most of what happens around you. However, you can control your thoughts, actions, and attitudes. When you focus on what you can control, you reduce the mental and emotional energy wasted on things outside your influence. This shift in perspective is like a superpower. It allows you to put your energy where it truly matters, on your responses, your decisions, and your personal growth. Think about the news cycle today. Every day we're bombarded with stories of economic downturns, political instability, natural disasters, and global conflicts. It's easy to feel powerless and overwhelmed. But Stoicism teaches us that we don't have to get swept up in the chaos. Instead, we can choose to focus on our own actions and attitudes. For example, in times of financial uncertainty, worrying about the stock market or inflation won't change the outcome. But what you can control is how you manage your personal finances, how you spend and save, and how you prepare for the future. Let's take the COVID-19 pandemic as an example. During the pandemic, millions of people felt anxious, frustrated, and afraid because of the uncertainty surrounding the virus. But those who practiced Stoicism found peace by focusing on what they could control: wearing masks, practicing social distancing, taking care of their health, and staying connected with loved ones through virtual means. Marcus Aurelius, who ruled during a time of plague, wrote about accepting the unpredictability of life and focusing on virtuous action. He noted, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In the midst of a global crisis, this mindset was key to staying calm and grounded. I remember a time when I felt overwhelmed by my personal circumstances. I was juggling too many responsibilities, feeling stretched thin, and started to panic because it felt like everything was falling apart. But by returning to this Stoic principle, I was able to calm my mind. I asked myself, what can I control in this situation? I focused on prioritizing my tasks, letting go of unnecessary worries, and taking things one step at a time. Actionable steps. Create 2 lists. 1 list of things you can control, and 1 list of things you can't. Focus your energy on the first list and let go of the second. Daily reflection. Spend a few minutes each day reflecting on where you put your focus. Did you waste energy worrying about things outside your control? How can you redirect your energy tomorrow? Mantra for tough times. Repeat to yourself, "I control my response," whenever you're facing a chaotic or stressful situation. By mastering this simple but profound principle, you'll be able to maintain calm, even in the stormiest of times. Lesson 2. Embrace discomfort. The second Stoic lesson for staying calm in chaos is to embrace discomfort and see it as an opportunity for growth. Instead of avoiding pain and difficulty, Stoicism teaches us to accept and even welcome it. The Stoics believed that adversity is an inevitable part of life. Rather than running away from it, they argued that we should embrace challenges as opportunities to practice virtue and build resilience. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wrote about how we shouldn't be afraid of discomfort. In his letters, He famously said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." This doesn't mean we go looking for suffering, but when it comes, and it will, we should face it with courage, knowing that it will make us stronger. One of the best ways to apply this Stoic principle in modern life is to reframe how we think about challenges. Whether it's a difficult project at work, a personal loss, or even something as simple as physical exercise, every form of discomfort is an opportunity for growth. Think about athletes or soldiers. They go through intense training, not because it's easy, but because they know the hardship will prepare them for real challenges. The same applies to mental and emotional challenges. Let's look at the life of Epictetus. Born a slave, Epictetus endured hardship, yet he used his circumstances to sharpen his philosophical insight. Instead of seeing his status as a slave as an impediment, he saw it as a means to develop resilience and discipline. Epictetus teaches us that no matter how dire the situation, we always have the power to decide how we react to it. In today's world, many people are experiencing economic hardship due to inflation, layoffs, and financial instability. While it's tempting to see these situations as purely negative, Stoicism encourages us to see adversity as an opportunity to practice self-discipline, creativity, and perseverance. Take the example of people who, during times of recession, reinvent their careers, start businesses, or find ways to thrive in the face of uncertainty. By embracing discomfort, they grow and evolve, rather than crumble under pressure. Actionable steps. Start small. Seek out small, manageable challenges each day. This could be something as simple as taking a cold shower or waking up earlier to meditate. Each time you embrace discomfort, you build resilience. Reframe adversity. The next time you face a difficult situation, ask yourself, how can this challenge help me grow? By reframing adversity, you shift from a victim mindset to an empowered one. Gratitude in hardship. At the end of each day, reflect on the difficulties you faced and how they helped you become stronger. Practicing gratitude for hardship might sound counterintuitive, but it's a powerful way to cultivate resilience. By embracing discomfort, you'll discover that you are far stronger and more capable than you ever imagined. Lesson 3. Practice detachment. The final Stoic lesson for staying calm in chaos is to practice detachment. Stoics teach us that emotional detachment doesn't mean indifference, but rather learning to let go of our unhealthy attachments to outcomes and external circumstances. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is that everything in life is temporary. This includes not only material possessions, but also relationships, circumstances, and even our own bodies. Marcus Aurelius, who ruled during one of the most turbulent periods in Roman history, often reflected on the transience of life. He wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This quote captures the essence of detachment: to love fully, but not to cling. We should give our best to every situation, knowing that we cannot control the outcome. In modern life, we often get attached to our goals, relationships, and possessions. While it's natural to care about these things, Stoicism teaches us not to make our happiness dependent on them. If we hinge our inner peace on external factors, we'll always be at the mercy of circumstances beyond our control. A few years ago, I was deeply attached to a project that I believed would succeed. I poured countless hours into it, sacrificing other areas of my life, because I was so convinced that this was my path to success. But when the project failed, I was crushed. It wasn't until I studied Stoicism that I realized I had placed too much of my happiness on something external. Detachment doesn't mean not caring, but it means recognizing that success and failure are outside our control. What is in our control is the effort we put in and the attitude we carry forward.